Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I'm finally taking the LR Trunks, or the EZA LR Trunks and Goten, into one of the harder events currently on Global, and it is ESBR. I was just sitting there chilling last night in bed, and before I went to sleep I was like, why not try a run and see if I can, see if they can do it. Lo and behold, the first run I try, I beat the stage. I attempted a few runs last week on the stream and it wasn't popping for you, boy. Literally, I know it's a bubble popping game. It literally wasn't popping. It wasn't coming off. But finally, managed to get a run done. So here we are finally. I didn't forget them. I didn't neglect them. It wasn't happening. But as we get into it, you could drop a like, subscribe if you're new. That would be very much appreciated. But one major thing, that you'll notice, apart from us almost dying here as soon as we start, good thing I used the Whis. I think if I used an Icarus, I probably would have died, but the Whis is the reason why this run actually, not even saved us, the reason why this run actually got going. But the one major thing that does let this unit down, or at least the EZA down, is literally their links and who to run with them. And it's kind of the same thing that's going on with the new Cell from Golden Week right now on both Global and JP of, he's a great, Cell is an amazing unit. This EZA is really good. Defensively, they're not the best. They're not bad. Once they super attack, they're pretty good defensively. They'll probably still take, probably like 100k or more on a super attack. But, most importantly in harder event, if you're going to be using them or need to use them, they're going to be supplying some absolute crazy amounts of damage. And they're not too bad defensively. They won't get you killed unless, of course, they're super attack like 3 times in a row or something, and you're not being sensible with your items. The one thing that lets him down, as I said, is it's very, very similar to Cell's situation. Is he's an amazing unit. This is an amazing EZA, but the units around him, or the units around them, or basically the help, the units to get the links off, aren't that great. So the Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks, who I have in slot 1, you'll notice they're not doing a lot of damage on Super. They're literally doing like 30, 40k. That's because they're only SA1. I literally purely brought them for links. Like, I don't use them. So they're purely here for links. I do have 2 dupe paths open, and I have fed some orbs into them. But of course, because their SA is only 1, I can't do any more in the bottom right path. So, that's why they're not doing anything. And of course, their SA level has nothing to do with how they perform, apart from they're not doing that much damage, which you're not bringing them for damage dealing anyway. So, it's not like it's my fault as to why they're bad. Just in general, this unit's okay, but once you get them going, and the only thing, and you would have saw that on turn 1, they get going once you pretty much kind of tick like 3 checkboxes off, which is get them to take hits, which in ESBR, literally, I probably had one of the most unluckiest starts. Good thing Goku has type disadvantage against them too, because we probably might have actually died even with the Whis active. But, we got supered by both enemies twice. Not twice, but we got supered by both enemies, so we got supered twice. If this was like a 5 enemy thing, at least the damage would have been separated. In fact, we might have even still died. But, we got super attacked immediately, and then we had a plethora of attacks just coming at them. But you need them to take attacks in order for them to build up, and then you also need them to attack to build up as well. So once they get going, they're actually quite alright. But in an event like ESBR, when you can take that much damage, and especially you have to be taking hits in an event like this where you can take that much damage, especially all at once, or just consistently one after another, it can be a little bit risky. So as I said, just like the Cell that dropped for Golden Week, currently the units around him that link with him, and in the same scenario with the LR Goten and Trunks, or the EZA LR Trunks and Goten, the units around them to link with them, so they actually perform well, it's not great. It's really not great. As I said, the Super Saiyan, the strength Super Saiyan Trunks and Goten, they're not bad. As I said, in an event like ESBR, like if I just pull them up on the wiki quickly to remember exactly what they do, it's just, that's a bit much to kind of check off in ESBR. The attack and defense plus 150 is okay. The additional defense plus 50% is nice, and a high chance to evade is nice. You would have seen quite a few times they dodged quite a lot, which was helpful as the first attacker in a turn. But to get that as the first attacker in the turn, you literally saw them take just 400, over 400k damage on a super. Good thing majority of the team was on a 200% lead because of margin Vegeta, because otherwise, if we were on 170, we probably would have died as well. You know, to get the additional attack and defense plus 10% up to 50%, you know, that's with each attack performed. And then to get an additional attack and defense plus 10% up to 50% again, that's with each attack evaded, which is also okay, it's not hit, but it's evaded. But that's also a chance for you to be hit. They don't evade, they're taking more damage, which means they're also not building themselves up. So, you know, the units around the EZA Trunks or the LR Trunks and Goten aren't the best. Like, if I check their best linking partners, I'm pretty sure the Super Saiyan Trunks and Goten that I literally used in this run are one of their best linking. Yeah, it's literally one of their best linking partners. They do not share 5 common links or 6, let alone 7, with any unit currently in the game. The best you're going to get is 4 links. Their best linking partners with 4, you do not have choices when it comes to the categories you run these on and the units that are there. For example, you're not going to be taking LRTN and Chaozu. You're not going to be taking LR Beerus and Whis. I mean, maybe once they're EZA and they kind of fix them, maybe. And even then, you know, do they go on the same categories? You have the AGL Beerus, which I'm pretty sure is a World Tournament unit. You have the Int Beerus, which came with the SSJ2 Rage Vegeta that has to counter with the Bulma. You have the free-to-play Fizz Trunks and Goten. And then you have the side banner unit Super Saiyan Trunks and Goten that came on the Margin Vegeta banner. You know, you don't have that many good options. Like, you really don't. Even the units they share 3 links with, of course, there's some decent units in there, but they're not great. Like, LR Androids, LR free-to-play Androids, great unit. But what team are you running both them units on? Apart from what, like Joined Forces, potentially? Yeah, and even then, Joined Forces has a plethora of a lot of other better units. You're not going to be running them with them. Maybe LR Trunks on, like, Hybrid Saiyans. I mean, who else is in here? I mean, you have LR Version Z, Goku. Other than that, you don't really have that many options to link them with, and that's kind of what hurts their EZA quite a bit, because as I said, in terms of damage, they'll be dealing some very, very good damage. I mean, you've been seeing it throughout here. The fact that they get the random key at the start of time from at least 5 up to 10 is very handy, especially with the fact they don't link the best with a lot of better units in the game. So that is quite helpful. But then again, you do want to be avoiding the 12 key because, you know, when you go into skinny Gotenks, you actually lose defense. But still, the random key is definitely handy. But, you know, as I said, that is kind of like their major flaw right now. And that is their link set, which in turn means the units around them aren't the best. Like, you know, the strength Goten or Trunks and Goten isn't bad here. But, you know, they can easily ruin a run. And that's what they did on stream with me like a week or 2 weeks ago. Here, I mean, luckily enough, you know, we didn't actually die and I used an item. If I didn't use an item, we're definitely dead. Even if I used the Whis, potentially on a 170 lead team, we might have actually been dead. So there's also that. But other than that, if you look past that one flaw, which is kind of a major flaw, the damage they deal, fantastic. Even with only 4 links active, the damage they're dealing is amazing. At least like a 6 million attack stat every time they do with 18 key, which is good. That's even before you take in consideration, you know, dupes, additionals, things like that. You know, and because you got the random key, like plus 5 to 10 at the start of turn, not only that as well, that means you're consistently getting the 18 key, you're avoiding the potential of getting skinny Gotenks, that 50% chance of lowering your defense by doing skinny Gotenks on the 12 key. You know, if you get SSJ3, you're raising your attack and defense for a turn. Even if you get SSJ1, you're raising your defense by 30%. And you're doing very good damage. I know their defense isn't the best, because, you know, they literally get nothing at the start of turn, which is why they have to be a slot 2 or slot 3 unit, which, again, kind of hurts them, because then the strength Goten and Trunks has to go in slot 1, but that's kind of the same issue. But as long as they super attack first, even though they don't have the best defense, because that is on super, that 100 and what, 150%, it means they're defending well. They can tank double digits on basics. You know, that means on a super, you know, as an estimate, because they didn't get super attacked at all, which is quite lucky. You know, they're probably taking just over 100 to 200k, which, you know, it means they're not going to get you killed. You know, if they get super attacked by everyone, sure, but I mean, you know, not a lot of units will survive that. And they also have a chance of evading, which is obviously very handy as well. You know, they're nothing, I wouldn't say they're anything special in ESBR. You know, as I said, they're just dealing great damage. They can tank quite alright on basics, and they probably won't get you killed. But that linking issue,
It's not the best, but do let me know what you think of them down in the comments. Finally taking them into ESBR. Eventually, I will take them into the Vegeta event and see how they do there. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.